Chosen one, stop for a moment and listen carefully. Something has shifted around you. You may have felt it without knowing what to call it. Archangel Michael is bringing your attention to a connection that has become harder for someone to ignore. Their feelings did not arrive according to a plan, and that is exactly why they have been fighting them. This person noticed the difference between you early. They saw the distance in age, experience, or timing. They told themselves that those differences should make everything simple. But the heart did not become quieter just because the mind demanded an easy answer. The more they tried to explain the connection away, the more obvious their own reaction became. You have probably noticed small changes too. Their eyes stay on you a little longer. Their voice softens when they speak to you. Their attention becomes unusually focused when you enter the room. Then suddenly they pull back, become careful, and act as if nothing happened. That movement has confused you because it carries both warmth and restraint. You may have wondered whether you were imagining everything. You may have told yourself to stop reading into the silence. You may have tried to become practical and forget the strange feeling around this person. But something kept returning to your awareness. Not because you needed a fantasy, but because the pattern never fully disappeared. Chosen one. This is where discernment becomes important. Attraction can be loud, but real affection often reveals itself through consistency. A person can feel deeply and still move carefully. They can care and still question what the connection means. They can be drawn toward you while also fearing what other people might say about the age difference. There is something else you need to understand. This person did not expect you to affect them this way. They may have believed they already knew what kind of connection made sense for their life. Then you appeared with a presence that did not fit the outline they had prepared. That can make even a confident person question their own assumptions. Your presence may feel peaceful to them. It may also make them feel exposed. When someone has spent years controlling what they reveal, genuine affection can feel more frightening than rejection. Rejection is familiar because it closes a door. Real connection opens one, and an open door asks a person to face possibilities they never planned to consider. That is why the age difference may have become the safest explanation. It gives the mind something visible to point toward. It sounds reasonable. It sounds responsible. It sounds easier than admitting that a connection has reached deeper than expected. But chosen one, the visible reason is not always the deepest reason. The deeper reason may involve fear of judgment. It may involve old disappointment. It may involve the question of whether two people standing in different seasons can still understand one another with honesty and respect. Those are real questions. They should not be dismissed, and they should not automatically be treated as proof that the connection is wrong. You are not being asked to chase anyone. You are not being asked to force meaning into every glance. You are not being asked to turn silence into a promise. You are being asked to stay awake, remain calm, and watch what this person consistently reveals through character, respect, patience, and the way they handle your boundaries. So now your spirit is more careful. Part of you wants to believe what you feel. Another part wants proof before your heart moves 1 inch. That tension is not weakness. It is the result of becoming more aware of what love must look like if it is going to have a healthy place in your life. Beloved, do not confuse caution with coldness. You can remain open without becoming available to confusion. You can notice affection without naming it commitment. You can respect the possibility of connection without building a future from hints. This is the balance that protects your peace, while allowing truth enough time to reveal itself. Whatever the reason, they have not been able to dismiss the connection as easily as they expected. That does not mean every hope in your heart is confirmed. It means the situation deserves clearer observation than fear can provide. There is a difference between receiving a sign and writing the entire ending yourself. Archangel Michael is drawing your attention toward that difference. The message is not to romanticize uncertainty. The message is to recognize when fear is speaking louder than truth. Sometimes fear tells you that every unusual connection is dangerous. Sometimes longing tells you that every unusual connection is destined. Discernment refuses both extremes. Those details can matter, but they are not the final answer. The answer will come through a pattern. Does this person respect your pace? Do they become more honest over time? Do their actions become clearer instead of more confusing? Do they protect your dignity when no one is watching? Those questions reveal more than intensity ever can. Chosen one, keep those questions close. The next layer of this message is going to reframe the age difference in a way you may not expect, because age is not meaningless and it should never be treated carelessly. But it is also not the deepest reason this person has been holding back from what they feel. What frightened them most may be far more personal. Loving you could require them to challenge an old identity. It could require them to stop choosing what looks acceptable and start facing what feels true. It could require honesty about wounds they have hidden beneath maturity, independence, or the appearance of having everything under control. And that is why their behavior has seemed inconsistent. They are not only reacting to you, they are reacting to what the connection awakens inside them. Your presence may be forcing a question they hoped they would never need to answer. Are they willing to choose truth when truth does not arrive in the package they expected? Stay grounded here. Do not rush ahead. There is still something important you need to see before you decide what any of this means. The age difference is only the surface of the story. The deeper conflict is about fear, identity, timing, and whether two people can meet one another without letting old wounds make the decision first. Chosen one. The next truth matters because it will protect you from two mistakes. The first is rejecting something meaningful only because it looks unfamiliar. The second is accepting something unhealthy only because it feels intense. You need clarity for both, and clarity begins when you stop asking only what they feel and start watching who they become around you. So hold your peace. Let the connection breathe. Let their character speak louder than your hope. Let time expose what words have not yet explained. And remember this, the age difference is not the part Archangel Michael is asking you to examine most closely. The deeper reason this person hesitates is about to come into view. Chosen one, now you are ready to look beneath the surface. The age difference may be the first thing people notice, but it is not the strongest force shaping this connection. What matters more is maturity, honesty, timing, and the way two adults handle responsibility. Those things reveal whether affection can become something peaceful instead of confusing. This is why you must not let a number make the entire decision for you. Age can bring real differences in life experience, expectations, and priorities. Those differences deserve respect, but they are not automatic proof that two people cannot understand one another. The deeper question is whether both people can meet with clarity, dignity, patience, and equal respect. Before we go deeper, I want to be transparent about something that may help you stay clear while you process messages like this. Many chosen ones tell me that emotional noise makes discernment harder, especially when hope and fear are pulling in opposite directions. That is why I sometimes mention a simple focus tool early, instead of waiting until your mind is already overloaded. The tool is called the Genius Song. It is a 7-minute audio created around brain entrainment and gamma-focused listening, designed to support a more focused mental state while you sit quietly with headphones. I am not telling you that an audio can decide who belongs in your life. It cannot make another person love you, and it cannot replace your judgment. Think of it only as a support for clarity. If you want to explore it, the verified link is in the description and the pinned comment. There is no pressure to do anything now. Keep listening first. because the most important part of this message is still about your discernment, your boundaries, and the truth that becomes visible through consistent behavior. Now return to the connection. The age gap may be what this person talks about inside their own mind, but fear often borrows practical language when it wants to stay hidden. It says, the timing is wrong. It says, people will judge. It says, the difference will be too difficult. Sometimes those concerns are valid, but sometimes they are only protecting an older wound. That wound may come from being misunderstood before. It may come from choosing someone who looked right but treated them poorly. It may come from years of doing what other people approved while ignoring what felt honest inside. So when a connection appears that does not fit their usual pattern, the first response may not be joy. It may be resistance. Chosen one. This is where your own history matters too. If you have spent years overgiving, waiting, or trying to prove your value, uncertainty can feel strangely familiar. You may mistake emotional tension for destiny because tension keeps your attention activated. That is why peace must become part of your test. Real connection should not require you to abandon yourself. You do not need to earn clarity by becoming more available. You do not need to send more messages, explain more, or make yourself easier to choose. Let the other person reveal their capacity. Let them show whether they can communicate with courage. Affection that only exists in hidden moments is not enough to build trust. This person may be discovering that the connection asks something difficult from them. It asks them to become more honest than they have been. It asks them to stop hiding behind what looks acceptable. It may also ask them to admit that they care about someone they never expected to care about. That admission can challenge an identity built on control. But hear this carefully. Their internal struggle is not your assignment to solve. You can understand their fear without carrying it. You can have compassion without becoming responsible for their decision. Chosen one, that distinction is power. It keeps you from turning another person's hesitation into a mission that consumes your peace. The right question is not, how do I make them choose me? The right question is, what does their behavior reveal when they are given room to choose freely? Watch whether they become more respectful. Watch whether their communication becomes clearer. Watch whether their courage increases. Time exposes what intensity tries to hide. Your discernment is not proven by how quickly you name a connection. It is proven by how calmly you can observe it. You can sense possibility and still wait for evidence. You can care deeply and still protect your boundaries. You can receive attention without turning it into a promise. That balance is what keeps your heart open without making it unguarded. The age difference may also trigger outside opinions. Some people judge before they understand. Others project their own history onto relationships that are not theirs. You do not need to organize your life around every outside voice, but you should still listen for wise concerns about respect, equality, long-term goals, and whether both adults can choose freely. Notice the difference between wisdom and shame. Wisdom asks honest questions. Shame gives a verdict before understanding the people involved. Wisdom protects dignity. Shame tries to make you smaller so other people can feel comfortable. Chosen one. You are learning not to confuse social pressure with spiritual guidance. That lesson is larger than this one relationship. It touches every place where you once abandoned your inner knowing to avoid disappointing someone else. The cycle breaker in you is learning to pause before obeying fear. You are learning to ask whether a warning is truly protecting you, or whether it is repeating an old pattern of self-rejection. This is why the connection may have entered your life now, not as proof that one specific ending is guaranteed, not as permission to ignore practical reality. It may be here to show you how differently you respond when emotion becomes strong. The old version of you might have chased certainty. The new version watches, listens, and remains centered. And this person may be facing the same kind of test. They may be asking whether they are willing to live according to truth instead of appearances. They may be realizing that compatibility cannot be measured by one visible difference alone. It also requires shared values, emotional maturity, respect, communication, and a willingness to handle real life honestly. If those qualities are missing, attraction will not repair them. If those qualities are present, then the conversation deserves more patience than fear usually allows. This is the middle ground many people avoid. They either romanticize everything or reject everything. Discernment does neither. It gathers evidence until peace and reality begin saying the same thing. And that brings us to the next layer. Because there is a reason this person may have felt drawn to you beyond appearance, novelty, or timing. Something in your presence touched a place they had kept guarded. The question now is not whether the age gap exists. The question is what your presence awakened and why they have been unable to forget it. Chosen one. Now the message becomes more precise. The connection is not asking you to become more emotional. It is asking you to become more discerning. Archangel Michael is drawing your attention away from intensity and toward evidence, because what is real can survive observation, patience, and honest questions without needing pressure. There is a principle worth remembering here. A meaningful connection should move you toward truth, not away from it. It should not require secrecy that damages your dignity, constant confusion that drains your peace, or pressure that makes you betray your boundaries. Whatever is genuine must be able to stand in the light of character, responsibility, and respect. The next stage is not about guessing what this person feels. It is about watching what they do with those feelings. Anyone can experience attraction, but maturity appears when a person takes responsibility for how they communicate, how they handle differences, and how they protect the dignity of another adult while they decide what comes next. Chosen one. Pay attention to consistency. Do they become clearer over time, or do they keep creating emotional fog? Do they respect your pace, or do they return only when they need reassurance? Do they speak honestly when the conversation becomes uncomfortable? These details reveal far more than chemistry ever could. You have been learning to separate spiritual sensitivity from emotional projection. That lesson matters now. Sometimes your intuition notices a real shift, while your hope tries to fill in the rest of the story. Discernment keeps those things separate. You can notice a signal, stay peaceful, and wait for reality to confirm or correct your first impression. The age difference makes this even more important. Two adults may care for one another and still have different rhythms, responsibilities, expectations, or visions for the future. Those differences deserve honest conversation. They should not be romanticized away. Love that refuses practical truth eventually becomes another form of avoidance. Archangel Michael is pointing you toward that quieter evidence, not the dramatic moment, not the fantasy, not the fear. Does this person become more courageous when honesty is required? Do they become more stable when uncertainty appears? Do they make space for your voice instead of making every decision around their own discomfort? You are not looking for perfection. You are looking for alignment between words and behavior. A person may be nervous and still be honest. They may need time and still communicate respectfully. Hesitation is not automatically rejection, but endless ambiguity is not commitment. That distinction protects your peace. There is another sign that matters. Watch how this connection affects your inner state. Are you becoming more grounded, or are you abandoning your routines to decode every message? Are you becoming more honest with yourself, or making excuses for behavior that would concern you anywhere else? Peace does not mean certainty, but it makes truth easier to hear. If your mind becomes noisy, do not make major emotional decisions from that state. Give yourself room to settle. Pray, write, walk, or sit quietly until the pressure decreases. A focused mind notices what panic can miss. Simple practices that support concentration can help, but no tool should replace observation, wisdom, or direct communication. Chosen one, if this message is helping you recognize the difference between longing and discernment, make a simple agreement with yourself now. Choose clarity over chasing. Choose evidence over assumptions. You do not need to prove anything. Your role is to stay present enough to notice whether this connection becomes healthier as truth enters it. That agreement changes your position. You stop standing outside another person's heart asking for access. You return to your own center. You become someone who can receive affection without becoming controlled by it. You can hear a beautiful possibility and still ask whether it is supported by character. The person you are thinking about may be reaching that realization too. Their struggle may not be that they feel nothing. Their struggle may be that the feelings have forced them to examine what they truly value. They may be asking whether they can stand by a connection that does not fit expectations they once accepted without question. But feeling deeply and being ready are not the same thing. Someone can care about you and still lack the courage, maturity, or stability needed to build something healthy. Compassion allows you to understand that without volunteering to wait forever. Chosen one, you are allowed to require clarity and protect your time. You can believe that someone has genuine feelings and still decide that feelings alone are not enough. That is not rejection of love. It is respect for what love must become if it is going to remain. Healthy affection must eventually produce clearer communication, greater responsibility, and more consistent care. Sometimes what remains memorable is not intense attraction. It is the experience of being seen without having to perform. A person may forget compliments quickly, but they remember the rare moments when they felt safe enough to be honest. You may have given this person that feeling without realizing it. The purpose of this message is not to crown every meaningful interaction as destiny. It is to help you recognize what deserves further observation. A healthy connection can deepen without manipulation. It can survive boundaries. It can tolerate patience. It can become clearer instead of demanding constant interpretation. Chosen one, there is still one hidden blocker you have not fully seen. It is not the age difference. It is not other people's opinions. It is not even the fear of rejection. The deeper blocker is an old agreement about what love is supposed to look like, and that agreement may exist inside both of you in different forms. One person may believe love must look acceptable before it can be trusted. The other may believe love must feel intense before it can be real. Both beliefs can distort what is happening. One can reject a healthy possibility too quickly. The other can cling to an unhealthy possibility too long. Discernment breaks both patterns by bringing everything back to truth. Do not force the next conversation. Do not disappear to create a reaction. Do not test this person with games. Let ordinary behavior speak. If they are becoming ready, their actions will begin carrying more responsibility. If they are not, the pattern will reveal that too. And now, the message is moving toward its turning point. The real test is no longer whether this person has feelings. The deeper test is whether fear will be allowed to make the decision before truth has finished revealing itself. That is where the hidden agreement begins to break, and where your next choice becomes important. Chosen one, this is the turning point. The deepest issue was never simply the age difference. It was the fear of what the connection might require from both of you. One person may fear judgment. The other may fear disappointment. And when fear speaks first, it can make a meaningful possibility look impossible before truth has time to speak. That old agreement is beginning to break. You may have believed that love must arrive in a familiar form to be safe. This person may have believed that love must fit the expectations of family, friends, or past experience to be acceptable. But two adults can ask serious questions without allowing fear to write the ending before the answers are known. This does not mean every unusual connection should be pursued. It means every connection should be judged by what it produces. Does it produce honesty? Does it create room for both voices? Does it become clearer with time? These are stronger signs than excitement, chemistry, or the opinions of people who do not know the whole story. Archangel Michael is drawing your attention to courage now. Not reckless courage, not emotional pressure. The courage to allow reality to become visible. If this person cares deeply, they must eventually communicate with integrity. If you care deeply, you must remain willing to hear the truth, even if it is different from what you hoped. Chosen one, this is the liberation. You do not need to force the connection to prove that it matters. You do not need to chase a confession. You do not need to shrink yourself so the other person feels less afraid. Stay grounded, keep your standards, and let consistent behavior reveal whether affection can mature into something trustworthy. There may be a moment when this person realizes that the age gap is not the only question. The larger question is whether they can meet you with emotional maturity, respect, and shared responsibility. If they can, the connection deserves an honest conversation. If they cannot, clarity itself becomes a blessing because it protects both people from deeper confusion. The false ending of this story is not a romantic promise. Feelings do not automatically guarantee a future. The breakthrough is that fear no longer gets to decide before truth arrives. When you understand that, you stop trying to control the outcome. You become available to clarity, and clarity is where your power returns. Earlier I mentioned a simple focus tool because emotional situations can create mental noise. I want to return to it now, not as a solution to your relationship, but as a support for the part of you that needs a quieter mind before making important choices. The goal is not attachment. The goal is presence. Many people in this kind of situation do not need another prediction. They need enough mental space to separate intuition from fear, hope from projection, and affection from urgency. That is the reason the Genius song was created. It is a short audio experience designed around brain entrainment and gamma-focused listening, with a 7-minute daily routine using headphones. The creator presents it as a focus and mental clarity tool, not as a way to control another person. Dr. Robert Lake spent 34 years studying this area, and the program materials reference institutions such as MIT and Princeton when explaining the research background. Keep the claim where it belongs, as support for focused attention. The routine is simple. You sit somewhere comfortable. You use stereo headphones. You close your eyes if that feels natural, and you listen for about 7 minutes. Consistency matters more than intensity. You are not trying to force an emotional answer. You are giving yourself a calmer space where your observations can become easier to organize. More than 18,000 people have used the program according to the product information. That does not guarantee your experience, and it does not prove that every person will respond the same way. I mention it because many viewers want to know whether a tool has been used beyond a tiny private test before considering it. The original price is presented as $49, while the current viewer price is $39. That is a one-time purchase, not a monthly subscription. Compared with focus apps, courses, repeated sessions, or other routines that can add up over time, the price becomes easier to evaluate without pretending it is right for everyone. There are also 4 digital bonuses listed with the program. Genius Child is valued at $19. A classic book resource is valued at $20. A guided visualization is valued at $29. A 5-habit infographic is valued at $12. Together, the listed bonus value is $80. The guarantee period is 90 days. The product information says you can try the routine and request a refund if it does not feel useful, while keeping the 4 bonuses. No guarantee can promise a relationship outcome, and nothing here should be treated as a substitute for your own judgment. There is one practical warning. If you decide to explore it, use the verified original link in the description or the pinned comment. Avoid random copies or uploads presented elsewhere as the same program. The point is not fear. It is simply to make sure you are looking at the original material described here instead of an imitation. Now comes the decision moment. Do not decide because you are emotional. Do not decide because you want this person to choose you. Put your hands somewhere comfortable, notice your breathing, and ask one simple question. Would a clearer mind help me make better choices, even if this relationship does not become what I hope? If your answer is yes, you can explore the Genius song through the verified link in the description or the pinned comment. Review the details and decide at your own pace. If your answer is no, keep the principle anyway. Choose clarity over chasing, evidence over fantasy, and peace over pressure. Chosen one. Bring the focus back to the person now. Your strongest move is still not pursuit. It is observation. Let them show whether they can step toward honesty without being dragged. Let them show whether the connection becomes more respectful as it becomes more real. Anyone can feel something. Character is revealed by what a person does with what they feel. The hidden blocker has now been exposed. It was the belief that fear had to make the first decision. That belief can end here. You do not have to reject something meaningful because it looks unfamiliar, and you do not have to accept something unhealthy because it feels powerful. You can wait until truth, character, and peace begin pointing in the same direction. And if this person truly has fallen in love with you, the next evidence will not be louder fantasy. It will be greater courage. Their words will become clearer. Their actions will become steadier. Their respect for your boundaries will remain intact. That is what you watch next, because the final part is about what you should do when clarity finally arrives. Chosen one. Now, the final part of this message is about what you do with clarity. You have seen that feelings alone are not enough. You have seen that fear can distort what looks possible. And you have seen that an age difference between 2 adults does not answer every question. Character, maturity, respect, timing, and truth still matter most. The next step is simple, but it requires patience. Do not chase an answer that has not fully formed. Do not pressure this person to confess what they feel. Do not build a future from silence. Let their choices become visible. If their feelings are real and mature, they will eventually move toward greater honesty instead of permanent confusion. Chosen one. Your peace is part of the test. A connection that deserves space in your life should not require you to lose yourself while waiting for clarity. You should still be able to sleep, pray, work, laugh, and remain present in your own life. Your heart can stay open without making another person's decision the center of your world. You are allowed to become different now. You can be warm without overgiving. You can be curious without becoming consumed. You can care without making promises to yourself that the other person has never made. This is not emotional distance. This is spiritual maturity, because peace gives truth enough room to show you what is actually there. Archangel Michael is not calling you into obsession. The message is calling you into discernment. Watch whether this person becomes braver. Watch whether their communication becomes cleaner. Watch whether they respect your boundaries even when they are disappointed. Love that is healthy does not need to punish you for moving slowly. If they begin to speak honestly, listen without writing the ending too quickly. Ask real questions. What do both of you want from life? What responsibilities shape your present seasons? Are your values compatible? Can both of you communicate openly when the subject becomes uncomfortable? These questions do not destroy romance. They protect what might be real. And if the answers reveal serious differences, do not call that failure. Clarity can save you from months or years of confusion. Sometimes a connection enters your life to become a relationship. Sometimes it enters your life to teach you what honesty, boundaries, and self-respect must look like. Either way, truth gives you something valuable. That is why you win when you choose clarity. If this person is able to meet you with maturity, time will make that easier to see. If they are not, time will reveal that too. You do not need to manipulate either outcome. You only need enough courage to let reality speak louder than hope and louder than fear. Beloved, you are not being prepared to beg for love. You are being prepared to recognize it more wisely. That difference changes everything. You no longer need affection that keeps you guessing forever. You no longer need intensity that disappears when responsibility appears. You are learning to value what becomes more honest with time. This is why the deepest lesson was never about age alone. The deeper lesson was about allowing truth to challenge fear without allowing desire to erase wisdom. Both extremes can mislead you. Your strength is found in the middle, where your heart remains open and your standards remain strong. Chosen one, remember what you have learned. Feelings are information, not instructions. Attraction is a signal, not a promise. Attention is not commitment. Silence is not confirmation. But consistent respect, honest communication, shared responsibility, and growing courage can tell you that something deserves a closer look. And if this person decides that the difference between you is more than they can responsibly navigate, respect the truth of that decision. Do not turn rejection into a spiritual battle. Do not chase someone who has chosen distance. Your value does not rise or fall according to one person's readiness. You remain whole. But if they step forward with honesty, let the process stay grounded. Do not rush because you waited a long time for something meaningful. Let trust grow through ordinary moments. Watch how both of you handle disagreement, boundaries, plans, and responsibility. Real connection becomes stronger when reality is allowed into the room. Take a moment now and make one quiet decision. Choose clarity, choose patience, choose courage, choose the kind of love that can stand beside wisdom without asking wisdom to disappear. You do not need to force the future. You only need to become someone who can recognize what is healthy when it arrives. If you want a simple phrase to carry after this message, let it be this: I choose clarity over chasing. Say it slowly in your own heart. Let those words become a boundary and a promise to yourself. They do not close the door to love. They close the door to confusion, becoming your permanent home. Chosen one, your next season does not need stronger obsession. It needs stronger discernment. It needs the confidence to receive affection without losing your center. It needs the wisdom to honor practical reality while remaining open to something unexpected. And it needs the courage to walk away peacefully if truth does not support your hope. So, let this connection reveal itself. Let time speak. Let character speak. Let honesty speak. If the person is meant to remain close, clarity will not destroy what is real. It will strengthen it. And if clarity changes the direction of the story, trust that knowing the truth is still better than living inside uncertainty. May your heart remain soft and your mind remain clear. May you recognize the difference between fear and wisdom. May you stop carrying decisions that belong to someone else. May every step ahead return you to peace, dignity, and truth. You are not here to chase love. You are here to recognize what can meet you with integrity. Archangel Michael brought your attention to this connection for a reason. But the reason is not to make you dependent on a prediction. It is to remind you that you can face uncertainty without abandoning yourself. You can feel deeply without becoming lost. You can hope without surrendering discernment. That is your new strength. Chosen one, seal this message with one final choice. I choose clarity. I choose peace. I choose truth before fantasy and wisdom before pressure. Whatever this connection becomes, I will not betray myself to force an answer. I will let what is real come forward with honesty, courage, respect, and time. And now release the need to know everything immediately. What belongs in your life will still need character. What deserves your trust will still need consistency. What deserves your heart will still need truth. Stay open, stay grounded, and let the next chapter reveal itself without chasing it.